was brought in to be a team leader for the other drivers. I got 4 drivers who are probably struggling a little bit, who have nothing to say because Nick's winning.
He gets back to the inside. That is beautiful. What a move.
I mean, he's dominated the class.
Nick Whitmer has been untouchable. That is win number 4 of 4.
We have a couple inexperienced drivers.
Literally everybody passed me up to the first corner. I'm like,
really disappointed that I wasn't able to keep the car on the tracks, but that's racing.
It's kind of unnerving when you're sliding off and you have no control of the car and you just know there's nothing you can do about it except let go and boom.
You just kind of hope and pray that the gods of racing give us a wonderful race.
You got an up, you got a down. You got an up, you got a down. We had a couple good ups. This weekend can go either way.
I'm Robert Crocker. I'm on the Tech Sport Racing team in the number 24 Subaru BRZ. Getting hooked on racing kind of really started when I was a kid. I was about 19 years old. I started doing autocross. Eventually moved up, started doing wheel-to-wheel racing. Had some really spectacular results, and here I am racing in the Subarus.
Robert Crocker's having a really strong run here this weekend. It qualified very well. Sees the car's been quick. I feel good.
It was a great run. Does a great job behind the wheel.
So the adjustment's been a little bit difficult, switching from a mid-engine rear-wheel drive car to a front-engine rear-wheel drive car. Also, we're running on slicks, so the grip is a lot more than I'm used to. So the BRZ, the best way I can put it is hang on for dear life. That adjustment is kind of crazy. So it is a lot of fun to drive these cars, though. They're full momentum.
My name is Deborah Papalizio. I am a team owner at Tech Sport Racing. A lot of times when somebody comes into the series, they have a lot of hope, and there's not a lot of understanding that very few people, if any, end up in F1. Entry-level racing is to teach lessons, it's to teach patience for the driver, it's to teach passing, and that's what TCA is. These guys, they just want to finish the race and possibly podium, and if nothing else, have some recognition of the hard work that they put in. And when that doesn't happen, it's just, I feel their heartbreak.
That's going to be my thing I'm looking forward to, is getting to spray the champagne. I've always dreamed of doing that since I was a little kid. I want to spray champagne and get the cameras, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most, I think. It's a goal.
Sonoma Raceway, and what a venue it has presented.
Just under 2.5 miles, 12 turns, lots of elevation change, low grip nature of this race circuit.
Sonoma International Raceway, it is a place of immense challenge. The blind apexes, the commitment that's required, the carousel, it is so technical. There's where a driver can make a difference.
Sonoma, unbelievable track. I fell in love with it right away. It's very technical. You got a lot of different types of corners here, so makes it racing a lot better.
I guess you get the Sonoma sauna experience included in the entry fee.
And the beautiful days that we got today and yesterday, hot days.
Well, heat has a lot of different effects, and when you get a track like Sonoma, it's already low grip and it's abrasive, and then you get afternoon heat and sun, it just takes an immense toll on tires. And for somebody that comes in with a car they haven't driven before, new set of tires that they're not familiar with, and then if you're going to racetracks where you've never seen the track before, that learning curve's really steep.
Whoa, big. That is Webster in the Hart Motorsports entry.
Safety car is out.
It just gives you an idea of just how knife-edge the grip can be.
And then you throw in the fact that it hasn't been repaved in a long time, super abrasive, virtually no grip. I mean, it is a challenging place to race on.
The Rustmaster is the official hardware partner of Going Pro SRO America.
At Sonoma this weekend, there's actually 2 practice days, which is amazing for me because I've never been to Sonoma, so having that extra day of practice to kind of take what I've been learning in the sim and whatnot and apply it to the real world is really, really good to know. We had to cut the first session short a little bit. I went a little bit wide, went in the grass, and I think I might have collected a bit of grass in the rad or something. Because right after that, I got a hot engine warning. So we figured, you know, let's just bring the car in and take a look at it, because, you know, I don't want to blow a motor in the first practice session, because then that basically means I'll get no practice.
You can't have a scenario where the car's breaking, you're missing practice sessions, because then you're just always behind the 8-ball, especially if a driver hasn't been to the track.
The rad looks okay, like there's no damage. Doesn't seem to be any like obvious mechanical problems, so the mechanics are just working on the car.
So we looked through the car and did all the basic stuff. So test to see if the head gasket is leaking, and we didn't find any evidence of it. So we basically started going step by step through the rest. So unhooked all the hoses, removed the thermostat housing, which is on the bottom, and going out of this hose down here. So we couldn't find any clogs there, any clogs in the radiator. So we went step by step through the path of the cooling system, and because we saw some odd jumps in temperature, what we decided is to look at the actual sensor. So we're hoping that it is just the sensor that was causing the issue and not something else in the system.
The prep has to be there so the car consistently runs. And then you also have to have a pretty good understanding in this day and age of data, because that's really the magic that gets mixed in now, is to be able to take the data that you've got, apply it, do the setup changes on the car.
Basically, there's a GPS unit that's also connected to the car that downloads and logs all the information.
218, you said it was 240, I thought.
You still need to have the driver have that input, but the data certainly helps. Be on top of your prep, be on top of your data. That driver has to still feel comfort and confidence in the car, but all those other things help them get there.
We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I have a lot to think about and work on, and the overheating issue, hopefully it's better tomorrow, because it was getting pretty hot towards the end, and if that happens during the race, I mean, you know, I might not be able to finish the races. So they're on it, and you know, it's the best group of guys working on the cars here, so I have no doubt they'll figure it out. Friday morning in Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California. Went over the car with the mechanics this morning just to see if they found any trouble with the temperature in the car, and they actually think that it's a sensor and not necessarily any problem. So that's good news. Hopefully that solves that, and just, you know, focus on practicing and not worrying about blowing up the motor. Just finished the official practice one on Friday. TCR car tried to get his nose down the inside and hit me right back here, which means that he was way behind me when he tried that.
The TCR guys up there, they think they own the track.
Yeah, spun me out a bit and damaged the wheels, and this I guess they'll just hammer out. I'm confident that it'll be fine for the rest of the weekend. Hopefully nothing major.
Got here test day, was able to do the full test day. Car was running great. Went into a brake zone, got in hard on the ABS. Car went into what I thought was limp mode, diagnosed it, thought we figured it out, fixed it, car was working fine. I get here in the morning, it starts up, dies, starts up, dies.
All right, Floggy, try it.
It doesn't start. It cranks like once and goes off.
So it's like a fail safe, or
yeah.
The car's purposely shutting off itself. It doesn't sputter. It'll go.
So it's not liking something.
Yeah. It's getting a reading. It's sniffing something bad.
Cutting or shutting her down.
Throwing every diagnostic computer that we had at it. Kevin, Nissan specialists, guys from other teams, couldn't figure it out. Still have no idea what it is. Very frustrating, disappointing, but it's never happened before.
Going Pro SRO America is brought to you by ViewSonic Elite for the modern gamer.
It is now time for the classes of the TC America category that make up TCR and TCA to come out here at Sonoma Raceway for qualifying.
Being hit by that TCR car was not a great way for practice 2 to end. I barely know this track. I'm going into qualifying with 2 practice sessions that were both cut short.
We are underway. Tyler Maxson in his Mazda Global MX-5 Cup machine. He has topped every session in terms of official practice and now qualifying.
It's tight though. He's only got it by just over 1/10 of a second from Haldeman, and our championship leader Whitmer is further 3 or 4 tenths back.
Just those things. You shut the car off, you go to bed, you come back the next morning, it never starts. I mean, it wasn't involved in an accident.
Usually when you don't race, it's either a part that you can't get or the car gets damaged. But something like this, like, it's just weird that nobody has even any clue what's going on. I mean, TechSport did everything they could. Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
You know, we worked probably 16 hours on that car to one day, you know, trying everything that made no sense, you know? It's unfortunate because that's the first car we've not ever gotten to the start of a race.
Unfortunately, this happens sometimes, and you got to deal with it.
Just finished qualifying, and because it's so hot, they're new tires, they kind of give you 1 or 2 really good laps. And I think I wasted my good lap on a run that ended up kind of getting aborted because I was getting blocked towards the end of the lap. Didn't qualify that well, and the car started overheating again. Nobody can really figure out what the issue is.
Somehow, right into qualify, transmission just let go. Didn't want to know nothing anymore, so we still did a good qualify, 3rd place, not far off. Could have done better, got a little blocked out there, but that's qualify. You gotta find the right moment to do a good lap.
I qualified 6th today, which is my best result so far this season. I'm starting to build up some momentum here. Car has its little gremlins, as any race car does, but once you get around those, you know, it's pretty promising so far.
Welcome back to Sonoma. We get ready for TCR round 7 of the championship and TCA round 5.
It's been a bit of a challenging weekend. The car's been overheating a lot. It's 35 degrees Celsius air temp, and the track temp is 60 degrees Celsius. So the cars are going to be hurting.
Everybody comes to every race really wanting success, and even if that person doesn't come wanting a podium, they just want to be better than they were the last time, and they want to have a better run.
Pace car is pulled off, and there's the TCA field getting ready for green.
This one should be a lot of fun. And away we go.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
Uh-oh, problem here. It's the number 24. It's Crocker. That's a real shame. Qualified very well. Was looking to really have a good run, at least in one of the races here, but problems early.
And I think the big surprise is that Whitmer is way back in the order here.
Yeah, dropped to 8th. I mean, I remember VIR. He would be up front. He would slide back into 3rd, 4th,
Right.
5th.
I think this is more than that.
Yeah, we were wondering about Nick Whitmer. Eric Powell from TechSport hopefully can shed a little bit of light. We saw him lose some spots at the start. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate situation. We literally put a brand new transmission in Nick's car for the race, and, you know, unfortunately parts fail. It's part of racing. It's not ideal. You know, he's leading the championship, and this will be a little bit of a hit, but we'll rebound. He'll have another brand new transmission for tomorrow, and we'll try again.
Down and forth, we didn't go out anymore. I was like, finish the race like that. That's all right, it happened. It happened. Have a big points lead, so.
Just got out of the car from the first race at Sonoma, and I don't even know what to say. I'm like embarrassed. It was really not good. On the start, you know, before the green went, I'm like, oh, I should be in 3rd. And then as soon as I shifted into 3rd, it went green, and I was like, should have been in 2nd. So like literally everybody passed me up to the first corner. I'm like, why? Like, I don't even know why I did it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it was just like
just a complete error. And then the temperature went to like 400, so then I backed off and then it dropped to 240. So I don't know if it's like that sensor's causing problems again. I really just need to forget about this race and just completely focus on tomorrow and just pretend that this didn't happen at all.
When you have a number of failures, and that happens to every race team now and again, you just have one of those weekends, the load that puts on the crew to respond to that and get that fixed. And again, that's what separates a pro-level crew from a non-pro level crew.
Didn't even make it through one lap, and all of a sudden the motor cut out on me. Came to a screeching halt outside of turn 7. So I had to sit there and painfully watch as the entire field of cars that you were in front of just blows right past you and nothing you can do, you know.
Going into race 1, starting 3rd, great start, following the first 2 guys in front. By lap 2, won't go into 3rd, won't go into another gear. Finally got into 4th and it just jammed. I couldn't get back out to 4th, so decided let's go for points, finish the race, do the rest of the race in 4th. So there was not much shifting going on. We didn't get any points, but we still ended up finishing the race.
Oh my God. Get this out of here.
Well, I was just super bummed out because I had a lot of people watching this race, it being my closest race to home, you know, my home state of California. It's tough. You put your faith a lot in the car, in something that's mechanical. It either works or it doesn't. When they're running well, they're running really well. But when they're having their off days, it'll throw a whole weekend to shreds because you run in circles trying to figure out what's wrong with these things. So that's how it is.
Going Pro SRO America is brought to you by Next Level Racing. Take racing to the next level.
The TC America Championship returns to Sonoma Raceway for the first time in a number of years. And what a venue it has presented, what challenges it brings to the table.
Yesterday it was kind of just a low point for me personally. You know, I'm really just put yesterday behind me and focus on today. It's a totally different race and anything can happen.
Because I was unable to complete a lap, that puts me at the very back of the grid. Makes you a little more motivated to kind of hammer down to power back up the field and at least just try to get some points.
It's getting warm here this afternoon. Lots of elevation change. Low grip nature of this race circuit.
Watch for that green flag to fly, and we are underway.
Curious to know if Whitmer's car is healthy today. Had that gearbox issue yesterday after they'd done a change. Believe it was stuck in a gear, so he had no pace to work with.
We've seen what he's capable of during the season here. Here's the TCA group. And there's Maxon leading from Pombo. I'll tell you, Whitmer wasting no time, Cal. He had started back in the 14th spot. He's up to 6th. Had such a lead built up in the points, Cal.
Coming into this weekend, 4 straight victories.
Finished out of the points yesterday. It still has a nice point lead.
Oh, there's a touch there in the middle of the pack.
Yes, there was.
But he got rubbed up there a little bit and nearly lost it right in the middle of that groove. So we can use him up.
Oh! It's Robert Crocker. Oh, what a weekend he had. This is his birthday week, and he said, I was really hoping, he said, car's been quick, I feel good, and ended up not even managing to finish yesterday, and now a problem again today.
The sport will build you up and break you down in less than 30 minutes. I knew off the bat I was going to have to charge hard to get up in the front before everybody spread out, and I did. I made up 9 spots in I think the first lap and a half or so, but unfortunately about halfway through the race got nicked across the front. Tire was flat coming into the hairpin, and at that point I was almost a passenger.
Hey!
It's been a tough weekend for the team. The last race was not great. Everybody's pulling away out of the chicane. I'm like, what is going on? I know from the data that my exit speeds through there were as good as Nick's. And then there was a couple cautions and the temps kept coming up even though we're under caution. I'm like, okay, this motor is done.
We should have changed the motor.
So yeah, it did hurt me a little bit to not get some more wins or poles on the weekend, but still ended up starting from 12th or something like that and finished 4th, so we're really happy with that. Still leading the championship with a good pad. We're going to be going to Portland leading the championship. I think we could pull it off.
And there's Tyler as he has climbed out of the Mazda in the TCA category.
It's really going to help him in the points too, with Whitmer not having the best of weekends.
After the first 2 weekends, you might think that Tech Sport's just going to run away with all the championships this year, but then seeing how quickly things turn in Sonoma, I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough battle to the end.
Yeah, I mean, this was a rough weekend, I think. I mean, 7 cars, probably 6 problems, you know? This is about as bad as it usually can get for us.
You know what? It's heartbreaking, and it's so funny because we have to maintain an image of nonchalance. But, you know, we go back to the hotel at the end of the night and we're like, oh my God, how can we make this better? What can we do? I mean, we barely slept last night.
Let this thing cool a little bit. Let's pull the intake and just double check the injectors. You know, we had some injector problems with one car, ABS failure with another car. And then the races came and, you know, we ended up with 3 blown motors and crash damage.
You know, so that's how we recover. We just make sure that in between, we're putting good parts into the car. We're making sure that we're very, very detailed with the installation of each of these parts. And you just kind of hope and pray that the gods of racing give us a wonderful race.
You got an up, you got a down. You got an up, you got a down. We had a couple good ups, and we have one down. Portland can go either way. But this was a bad one, for sure.
So we're at a storage unit after the Sonoma race. Kind of a lot of carnage we're working on.
We're leading the championship still, but not by a lot.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest and Portland International Raceway.
Drivers, start your engines!
Tyler Maxson, coming off a sweep of the weekend at Sonoma, has really closed down that championship lead that Nick Whitmer has.
I got the Mazda closing in on me. We just got to beat him, build some more points on him.
The battle in TCA is fierce.
I was a little bit nervous starting the race just because we made a significant setup change 20 minutes before the race started.
Oh, contact, and he's sideways. Whitmer going to try and cut underneath.
Whitmer to the inside of Haldeman. He has the lead as a race to the stripe.